And hi, everybody. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV Livestream tonight. We're here to answer your stained glass questions, and Ed's ready to go.
Yeah, it's a beautiful evening. We got all the holidays behind us now. We pulled in Artie this afternoon about 1 o'clock.
And
we've been gone for 6 days. Well, actually, we've been gone for a long time.
Right.
We're back.
And so we can't wait to share all the things that we learned about the South Carolina State Park program for you guys, and how you can get a free, is it 1 week or 2 weeks stay?
1 week
stay for free at a South Carolina State Park. So we'll bring you all that information in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But welcome.
Yeah, hey everybody. And Jennifer, you're right, hon. That list is getting bigger, and it's awesome to see all of our new members this month.
Yes.
On our on the ARTyRV channel. So it's great, and it's great to see everybody out there that tunes in, and we got some questions, I think, Barb.
Yeah, I'm going to go back up to here and check the questions, but I just wanted to say, if you watch every week and you're a viewer and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Right.
That helps our channel grow. I was about to say station, but our channel grow.
Right. Well, both DJ backgrounds.
Yeah, that's right, both of us. Okay, I think the first question comes from Dee Dee. Is that right? Am I reading this right?
I believe, yeah, that was the first question. Dee
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Dee Dee wants to know, she's starting a stained glass window that is long and narrow. It's an arched window, 60 inches wide and 12 inches in the center.
Yeah, sounds like an eyebrow window, what they call an eyebrow window, Dee Dee.
Yeah, so she wants to know, does she need to reinforce it?
You probably don't need to reinforce something that size. If your design will allow you, I think 2 vertical bars would be fine, like a third and a third and a third. But you don't really need to, because it sounds like you're going to be holding it in with a molding that'll go around that area anyway. And only 12 inches tall, you're not going to have a whole lot of deflection of the lead bending and everything over time. So that would be your call, but it doesn't have to be done. Save yourself some time.
Okay, so let's see the next question. Okay, Jennifer exclaimed about the number of members that we're getting, and yes, we're getting a lot of new members. And I do want to tell everyone, the new members, we're going to be doing lives from the studio. Ed's going to be starting back in his stained glass department
tomorrow morning. I've been gone too long, y'all.
And so look for this week, we'll be doing a live from the studio. We'll let you know a day ahead of time when we're going to do that and what it's going to be about. But that'll be just, it won't be a Q&A, but it'll just be him kind of going through what he has
kind of an update, and we'll be learning a little bit more about using the light box, because we'll be using it a lot this month. And we're working on, of course, we'll be finishing up phase 2 of the Drunken Jacks project this month. And so it's really, we got a lot going on.
Yeah, I will open the chat, but I don't know about how much time we'll have for questions and answers. But it should be fun. We'll let it develop like it
We'll be happy to take the time to do that, so.
We don't want to take away from this, but this is just something extra for the members. So look for that, and we're excited about it.
We really are.
Okay, Nancy wants to know, do you ever use various patinas on one piece? If so, how do you go about defining sections to avoid contamination, black bleeding into what should be silver? Thank you.
You know what? I use black patina religiously. I don't ever try to mix them, just because they're chemicals. I haven't ever tried that. But I'm sure there's got to be a way that you can use, like maybe black patina where you want it, then put chapstick, which is a wax, and then put your patina below that. Try something. You need a blocker is what you need. You need a blocker to stop that patina from running. And you're going to have to be like ever so careful, maybe even using a tiny, tiny paintbrush or a Q-tip, something like that. I'm not sure. I've never done it. Maybe some of the group out here on the channel have done that before. I think it's a great idea, but I think it also is going to take a lot of practice. And once you figure it out correctly, hey, come back to us and let us know for sure.
Yeah, we've never done that, but that sounds like a fun
It
experiment.
really does, yeah.
So you'll have to think about what you're going to block that patina from leaking into the other color, and then you got to think about how it's going to look. So if you do something like that, please share it with us. We'd
Yeah.
love to see it.
Get in on the
Viewer showcase.
viewer showcase. When you do that, we'd love to show everybody, and we do the viewer showcase. Remember, viewer showcase is for the ARTyRV channel the first Monday of every month. And don't forget, send in your photographs along with a little byline about what you did and how you did it. We'd love to have it.
So you can send that to viewershowcase@gmail.com. And
That's right,
we'll
Barb.
get
I forgot
it.
we have
Yes.
our own Gmail for the viewer
Yes,
showcase.
viewer showcase.
Makes it very easy for y'all. And let me tell you who else it makes it easy for. This one.
Okay. Hi to everyone I didn't get a chance to say hello to. We are in South Carolina, in case you're wondering where we're from. A lot
That's
of people
right.
ask, where are you at?
So we're in the East Coast time zone, and we are in South Carolina, just outside of Myrtle Beach, and have been here for almost 50 years.
So James catches us from all around the world, but rarely makes it to the live stream. Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah,
He's
we
in
appreciate
stormy
it.
Georgia. I guess we're getting storms
It's
tonight.
on its way. It's right now. It's boiling down there and heading north and east.
Many of you are getting storms tonight. Please be safe. 30 states are being affected by pretty bad weather in the next
Yes.
12 to 24 hours.
So our bad weather, our tornado watches actually start at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, just here in a little bit. So everybody stay safe. Hey, let's take a moment and give Ray a big thumbs up because Ray's working really hard again tonight. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate everything that you do, sir.
Thank you, Ray.
And you know what, Barb? While we're thanking people,
Let's thank Sunshine.
I think we should thank Sunshine Glassworks Limited up in Buffalo, New York. And, Sunshine, they sponsor the ARTyRV show. But I want to let you know, not only do they help us out by sponsoring us, but we're also one of their customers. We buy our glass from them. We buy tools and stuff like that. And those are the people you guys should deal with, especially even if you just have a simple question. They're happy to help you out because they're looking at maybe later on down the road, they'll be happy to sell you some glasses and tools. So remember, Sunshine carries over 1,500 different glasses, colors, and textures from all the manufacturers. So thank you, Sunshine, for sponsoring the ARTyRV show. And thank you, Ray. Those thumbs are flying up in the air.
Oh, Nancy says on our question about, we were talking about different kinds of patinas, and she said that she was using it for a motorcycle and the chrome. Yeah, I see. That would be awesome. A Q-tip and maybe painter's tape, maybe.
Or like a chapstick, some sort of a wax that won't allow it to go beyond that part,
Or a little dab of fingernail polish.
Yeah, fingernail polish.
If you're already finished
Yeah.
with the silver. I don't know about that. Forget that. I'm not sure about that.
So
Well,
what you're trying to do is accent the motorcycle, give it the
Correct.
black and accent it by leaving your solder silver for the chrome part on the motorcycle. So I understand that sounds pretty neat. But again, you're inventing your own process, and we can't wait to see it.
Yeah, send us.
Send those pictures. And Barb, thank you Sunshine, for sponsoring the show. And we'll go back.
Oh yeah, let's go back.
We'll go back to our main camera. There we are. Hey.
Okay, Stacy, and let me know if I've skipped anyone because I'm trying to keep up. Y'all are full of questions tonight.
That's great. It's great.
Stacy asks. Let me get back to it. They say they're struggling with a rheostat. How long should I wait for it to change when I make adjustments to go hotter?
Well, if you're doing copper foil, you should probably start out somewhere around 8. Okay, and if you're doing lead, you want to start out around 6.5. And depending on the wattage of your iron, which is the wattage of your iron tells you how fast it'll recuperate the heat once it starts to cool while you're using it. That's the whole thing about the wattage. So if you need to dial it up just a little bit, it all of it depends. Again, y'all, it depends on the atmosphere that you're working in. If you got a breeze blowing, if it's 10 degrees outside and you're trying to work in the garage, all of those things are going to affect your rheostat. But as far as turning up the rheostat and the iron catching up with it, it's all about your wattage. If you're using a 100-watt iron, it won't take but maybe a minute for it to get back up to temperature where it needs to be. So,
Larry Mary had a good suggestion. Try using Elmer's glue as a patina blocker. It's water soluble.
Yeah,
that's a
use
great
the white,
idea.
the school glue, right, Larry? Maybe.
Yeah, but it's water soluble.
Yeah, you could take it right off. That's right.
I use that for indigo, and it just washes right off. So
yeah,
it's
so
perfect.
we design indigo. Barbara designs her indigo shirts with Elmer's glue
sometimes use Elmer's glue
as a blocker,
as a recess. Yeah. Didn't even think of it. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Hey, and we got the new 2024 calendar hanging up right there, and I love the big pile of balloons on page 1. Thank you so much again
January.
for sending us the calendar for 2024, Larry.
Yeah, thank you, Larry. MB Volker, how do you track hours for commissioned projects?
Well, you know what? Hey, MV, we have a Barbara has taken a pretty good bit of time and actually made a booklet that's on our website that you can purchase that tells you how to price your work.
Yeah,
And
I think he wants to know how to track hours. For
well, just write them when you walk into the studio, write it down, and when you walk out, write it down.
Yeah, because once you set your price, you're not going to go back. It is what it is.
And here's the thing, and I hear a lot of nightmare stories from some of my customers. If you tell somebody it's going to be $900 and it takes you an extra day, y'all, it still should be $900. Don't go back and say, well, it took me a little bit longer. That's not how things work. And you'll have a much better reputation if when you quote that job, that's what you hang on to. If you go over a little bit, eventually you'll get it right. Right. Eventually you'll get it right, and that won't happen anymore. But do not go back and ask the customer for more money. That's just not right.
So to track your hours for a commission project, you're going to have to track your hours for commission projects at first to get your
square footage
commission price. So what I would do is I would say, okay, I work in the stained glass studio, and on this project, I'm going to dedicate 4 hours a day. I don't know how long you work just on that, because you got other jobs to do.
Yeah.
You've got repairs, you've got paperwork, you've got customers to meet. So say average 4 hours a day I'm going to be, and then take that
and 4 hours is a lot of
days.
time.
So figure your days, or however long it takes, and just figure
Yeah.
how many days you work and start there, and then you'll get a general idea how long it takes you.
Yeah, because somebody said, well, how many hours do you have in phase 1 of the Drunken Jacks project? Probably 100 hours just in drawing it, and another 200 or 300 hours in cutting and fabricating.
But we don't charge
for thinking about it.
If we did that,
We charge by knocking it out and getting it done. That's what we charge by.
although that takes a long, long time, we don't charge by about thinking about it.
No, but we always look down the road, though. I promise you. Next one will be bigger.
Okay, and I think, did we answer that question all right? I hope we did, because
I'm not sure.
It can get confusing when you're trying to figure that price. MB wants to know, what first steps would you recommend for someone who wants to do stained glass as a full-time job?
Well, I wanted to do this as a full-time job, and I was fortunate enough that Barbara had a really good job and said, you know what, if we're going to do it, you need to do it now. So I want to thank her, Barbara, for pushing me. And let me tell you, that first step, y'all, I have this thing when, like roller coasters and your belly goes up. That first step when she said, it's time, Ed, you need to go to work for yourself, and we'll make sure that we make it. When I get kind of teared up about it. When she said that, I got excited and scared all at the same time, and but I never looked back. And then 3 years later, Barbara came into the company as halvesies, and we've been making it work ever since for the last 38 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason that it works the way that it does is because of her. It's, you know, I can do all the stained glass windows that I want and sell all the jobs that I want, but unless everything's taken care of in the back of the house, nothing works. So, you know, when you're getting ready to make that first step and go out to business on your own, I would
make sure you have a wife that
make
can
sure
support you.
well, make sure it doesn't necessarily have to be your wife. But make sure you have a support system in place, because it's not going to be easy. You know, it's kind of like the very first commission that we got was from a gentleman that owned an insurance company. And the reason we got, he said, I'll give you this commission if you'll give me your liability insurance. And it wasn't that much money, but that's the way we started out. And he paid me for the job, and I paid him for the insurance. But then we started a relationship, and after that, his friend needed a stained glass window, and then their friends needed windows done in a church, and then their friends. You see what I'm saying? I would make sure you have a support system in place, MB, and it may be the scariest thing you've ever done, but it also might be the funnest thing you've ever done. Because dealing with the public and especially being the creator, it's really a lot of fun, I think. I enjoy myself at that.
Okay. Can I add a little bit to that?
Yeah, I was just rambling.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now Ed's going to talk to you about all the fun stuff about starting your
really,
business.
yeah.
But realistically, MB, I would look at your finances and say,
Definitely.
okay, I need to make this much money every month to pay my rent, pay my car, pay my groceries, you know, everything you have to pay. Hopefully you don't have any debt, and
Get a
this
haircut,
is something
all those things.
this is something that you can do pretty easily. But I would definitely look at, and then I would wait. I would keep working at that stained glass business, and I would wait until I know that my income is going to cover my living expenses. Because the worst thing you can do is quit your full-time job.
Yeah, keep your day job.
Yeah, so, you know, you might have to work extra 5 hours a night, 4 hours at night,
Yeah.
but eventually it's going to come around and you're not even going to have to think about it. You're
Because-
going to say, I got to quit my other job because I got so much work in my studio.
Right.
And that will happen.
And it did happen for us.
And it does. If you
We're out the door every morning at
Work to
6:30,
it.
and we're in the house every night at 7:00. And then, we need to go downtown to the studio.
But one thing is, you got to know how much money you need to make clear, not how much money you need to bring in, but after you pay your expenses, how much are you going to have left over? So that you need to know that number,
Right.
and then you just work towards it, and then you quit, and then you go full time.
And then just go for it. But eventually, if, like Barbara said, if you make sure that all of the first things are in a row, then when you finally make that, and some months are going to be slower than others. Don't think that one really good month is going to continue to be that way, because it usually doesn't. Does it?
Yeah, make a budget and put some money back.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
But you're on. Go for it.
Go for it. Okay, Beth wants to know, we say using window glass to learn cutting, is picture frame okay?
Well, picture frame glass is thinner, okay? So if you'll use the 1/8 inch instead of 3/32, you'll use the 1/8 inch. It'll give you a better feel, because all of your art glass that you're working with in the stained glass industry is going to be 1/8 of an inch. And it cuts, it's still soft, but the 3/32 is just too thin. You're not really going to be learning anything, because it'll break the way you want it to just by looking at it. So if you'll use 1/8 inch window glass, it'll help you out. and it'll help you learn too.
So we have 83 people in the chat right
Woo!
now. Woo!
If you haven't
Hey,
subscribed
you
to our
guys.
channel, please do so.
Yeah.
And let's get the light working tonight.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so.
Yeah.
Like he said.
That's right, like
Okay.
he said.
Okay.
So MB, you talking about going into business for yourself? That's the first window that I ever built right there. That sailboat.
Yeah.
And I
Looks
could have
pretty
sold it
tonight,
500
too.
times. It looks
Look at
pretty
it. It looks
tonight.
like the moon shining on it.
Yeah,
or
it looks
something.
pretty tonight.
But the sun's out.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a viewer from Korea tonight.
Oh,
Welcome,
thank you.
James.
Welcome, James.
We have viewers from all over the world, and this is just one example of
Yeah.
one of our new viewers
So will
coming
we,
in from Korea.
Oh, we got questions for
Nicole, right?
or
Yes, Nicole. She says a customer brought a hummingbird for repair. The original artist did not reinforce the beak, so it fell off. The customer tried to super glue
don't you hate that?
back on. How do I get the glue off? Pray. Pray.
Yeah, a single edge razor blade works a little bit, but a lot of times I'll just have to say, I'm sorry, I can't fix this. What happens is that the super glue or the whatever kind of, we won't say any animal name glues, but what happens is it just leaves a funk on the glass. And I've tried acetone, I've tried different chemicals, xylene, and xylene will eat anything. And I've tried xylene and it just doesn't even break it down. So a lot of times, try a single edge razor blade if you can get enough of it off. The other thing is, I don't know that I'd grind it unless you got an old grinder bit that you can grind that back. It's just kind of, try and do what you can with it. If you do solder it back on, reinforce it for the customer so that her beak doesn't fall off.
Yeah, that super glue is good for everything except glass.
Well, it's good for glass if you're not going to take it to somebody to have it fixed.
But it didn't hold, right?
No.
Anyway,
No, and then when you bring it to people like us, they're like,
oh. You'd be surprised what people try to super.
Hey, I want to ask Les just a quick question. What are you doing in Maryland, Les?
Okay. And this question is for Les, from Les. Ed, do you like to mix copper foil with your lead? And what are you doing in Maryland, Les?
Yeah! I do mix copper foil and lead together so that I can get much more intricate designs without having to, buy a 50-pound box of 1/8-inch hobby cane. So, yeah, I like using copper foil and lead, mixing the two together. So.
Okay. Rosalie says she hates using manila pattern pieces. How else can I make a pattern?
Well, I like paper, but I like the manila folder, but also like the manila folder with contact paper over top of it. It makes it even heavier, and I would prefer to use contact paper over my pattern anyway, so that I can keep it. I don't know.
You can use regular paper and just contact paper both sides. Any kind of paper. You can
If
use
you're looking
anything.
for something heavier and you're tired of cutting glass from a pattern, try using a light box and cut your glass off the light box rather than making cut your glass off your cartoon rather than cutting a pattern out and making it fit your cartoon. Just cut it right on your cartoon on a light box.
Thank you, Ed. Okay. Carol says you can get super glue off with acetone.
Yeah,
Some of them you can. I don't know what that other glue is.
What we try to do, Carol, sometimes is, a lot of times is they'll bring us stuff that has to be ultraviolet epoxy together.
That's right.
And that little bit of scum that the acetone or whatever, any solvent leaves on that glass, the ultraviolet epoxy will not adhere to it. I don't know what it is, but even though it looks gone, it's not gone as far as ultraviolet epoxy is concerned.
Right. Oh, I know, Bobby. He's something, isn't he? Okay. Beth said thank you.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know. Believe me, I know.
I am Alan says, and someone who knows ordering, the accounting, and taxes. Yes,
Right.
yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. You know who gets paid before you do? The government.
Yeah. Pay your taxes.
And the state. Pay your tax. If you can't pay your taxes, you're not charging enough for your work.
That's right.
Okay? So here's the thing. And it took a long time for Barbara for me to get through this thick head of mine. Hey, Ed. If we're paying taxes, we're making money. And I was like, that's a farce. That's crazy. So sure enough, yeah, if you're paying taxes, you're making money. It's awesome.
Okay.
I used to say, Barbara, don't even tell me.
Don't even tell me how much that is.
Don't even tell me how much that is.
You want me to tell you how much you're not making? How much?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Let's see. Nicole, is it safe to mix patinas to make a unique color?
Okay.
We had that question. Is it safe? I don't know. Is it safe?
What?
What would be in the patinas that would? I mean, mixing them. I don't know.
I don't know because.
Anybody out there with a chemistry?
Yeah, with a
background?
chemistry background. That's what you're
That's
going to
a
have
good
to
question.
do. You ought to look that up. It's kind of like maybe it might be like mixing bleach and ammonia. You don't want to do that. And if you ever do, make sure you got lots of drink milk before you can get to the doctor.
I'm not sure. Do it outside and see if it fumes up or anything.
Yeah, because you could have the volcano effect. It could bubble up and go crazy.
Yeah, maybe do it outside and see. Lena wants to know, what about E6000? Great product.
Yeah, it's E6000 is good. It's good. Make sure you do it by the directions though, or it's useless.
Jennifer says she uses contact paper on both sides of regular printer paper.
Yeah, and that makes a nice rigid pattern, to make sure that we're good. So MB Volker, Barb, check out what she's saying.
Okay, MB, is that what you asked?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just
My
saw
husband knows the business aspects because he used to be self-employed. Awesome. So what's your opinion on starting with craft show sales? That's great. It's
That's
very
great.
good. Craft show sales will tell you what what the people want.
It'll
They'll
tell
tell
you
you
your
what they
market.
love,
Yeah.
what they don't like, the colors they're buying. Every year is going to be different. People are going to want different things. But then you can kind of base your web sales on your craft sales, and pretty soon, hopefully, your web sales will take over, and you won't have to haul all that stuff to the crafts shows.
Right, it's always best to leave with empty bins rather than full.
Leave with empty bins, but you'll learn everything you want to know about your customers at those craft sales, and meet a lot of great people. And plus, the craft shows have people
will
from
grow your
all
business.
over. It will grow your business.
Yeah, craft shows will grow your business. Somebody will see a sun catcher that you do and say, "Can you make that bigger into a window for me?"
Find a way to collect those email addresses too, because
Capture them.
That's going to drive your website and your craft sales.
Yeah, so you want to capture all that information, all the
From the
information
get-go.
that you can.
Yes. Okay.
And that's pretty cool. So.
Right. MB says she works 24 hours a week in retail. So I don't know what that number is for you, but I think you can do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, because you have a lot of it already in place.
I'm not a financial wizard. I'm just trying to think in my head. If you're on your feet 24
if you're
hours
on your
a week,
feet too much,
that's a lot. I couldn't do it.
I have to sit down. Barbara has to sit down now.
I have a bad back, so I'm kind of limited. Okay. Nancy says she has a pile of old clear glass, and I lay it over a project to trace out a piece, then cut the clear, grind it, fit it in place, then use it as a pattern on the real glass. Yes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You could just lay the clear glass right on your pattern and cut it like that. If you choose to, it would simulate you working on a light box.
Anita says if you don't pay taxes and keep your business in the black, you can write off more stuff. No.
No.
If you don't pay taxes, the IRS finds you.
They'll
and
write your stuff
penalizes
off for you.
And they will charge you money that you don't need to work,
Come here.
come up with for no reason.
Come here.
So.
Hey,
Your business will not be in the black if you don't pay your taxes. Actually, your business is in the red, and you just don't know about it.
Yeah, because if you can't pay your taxes become a liability rather than an asset. So you have to be real careful about that.
Yes. But I'm not a financial advisor, so thank you for the light box suggestions, Jeffrey Forrester. Ammonia and drink milk before hospital. What are you talking about? He's not a doctor.
No, but I used to do clean swimming pools, and that was one thing we had on the emergency kit was if you ammonia and chlorine get mixed together accidentally.
They told him
milk.
to drink milk and then go to the hospital.
you
That's
don't
what he
die.
was told. That
Doesn't mean
doesn't
mean you're not dead yet.
he never had to do it, so he really never had tested out. Okay.
Yeah.
98 in the chat, only 15 thumbs up. Come on.
All right, guys,
Yeah,
let's get
98 in
100
the
thumbs
chat.
up. Oh, hey, so we hit 5 million viewers. I guess you guys got that 5 million views.
5 million views.
And
babe.
then, but Barb, before we got to the studio tonight, we had hit 22,823 subscribers. So, guys, we're going to be at 23,000 by next week's show. And we hope to be at 25,000 by mid-March, right, Barb? Is that
Yeah,
our goal?
mid-March, 1st of April, something like that.
25,000 subscribers, y'all. Woo!
Yeah, so
Who'd have thought?
this coming month, we're using all the super chat money to buy a new monitor so Barbara can see what's going on.
Yeah, so
I'm
we did
still
get our
squinting.
gimbal.
Yeah, we did get our
And
gimbal.
we took our gimbal to the beach with us this week, and Barbara was learning how to use it. It's not something that's real easy to figure out, but once you figure it out, it does a lot of work. It's very interesting. So
and everything will be level now when I do my videos. they'll be
right,
level.
so oddly enough, Barbara did the math because that's what she does, and you guys gave us $160 worth of super chats last month. And the gimbal was $164. So, hey, thank you. And thank you very much, you guys, for donating to the South Carolina Arts Commission grant project for the ARTyRV channel.
Yeah, it's called the ARTyRV Media Project.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
So, yes, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, that's
So,
see,
thank
Barbara
you so
has the
much.
correct pronunciation for it.
Okay. M. Johnson had a question. Yes, that's our dog.
Yeah, that's Miss Mary, y'all.
She's getting kind of feisty. I don't know why. She's had dinner, and I'm not sure why she's barking, but
She's
there
probably
she is. There she is.
Mary, get up here. There. Oh, she's over at her
She's
camera.
there. Yeah, she's there. She's looking. She says, "Where is everybody?" She
Yo,
hears us, but
She had the biggest time looking at starfish and jellyfish this week.
Okay, M. Johnson said, I have noticed lately that my Novacam black patina has started to give me less deeply black results and sometimes only gives a brownish black patina unless I apply a second layer.
Huh. Well, are you cleaning it initially? Are you cleaning your window initially with baking soda and water? And because if not, that will affect the color of the patina. And definitely you have to make sure that you shake that really well because all of those granules will settle back down in the bottom, and you'll notice that it's not going to work as well. But if you're not using the baking soda for your initial clean, because once you do that and then put your patina on, it's going to get as black as it's going to get. The initial application of your patina. So try doing it that way, and definitely make sure you shake it well because those crystals will settle back in the bottom.
Yeah, and are you using a different flux? Because sometimes some fluxes
Right.
just hang around forever, and you really need to use that baking soda to
To
get them
eliminate
off.
the acid,
Yeah.
that baking soda is going to really change your work if you're not.
Yeah, so
And
maybe
those of you that aren't using baking soda to clean your work, try that.
yeah, use the baking soda and no certain mixture. Just wet it, put it on there, rub it, rinse it, and you're good to go. Okay.
Okay, so Augustine Machine said he had an old bottle, and he bought a new bottle, and it just, maybe it does get old. I haven't heard anything about it because I have several bottles that are years old in
Could be.
in
Could
the
be
studio,
old.
but it could be.
Yeah, it could be watered down or whatever. Or it could be all the crystals went to the bottom and just stuck together. I've seen that before, just stick together.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
you look like a bunch of rust in the bottom. Yeah.
Like your vitamins come to you in the summertime, they're all stuck together.
Okay. Stephen wants to know,
Okay.
in this stage of our careers, do you still find projects that you create and want to add to your personal collection, or is it easy to let go of your projects?
Oh, yeah, I have no problem letting go of commissions, but the thing about that is I have very little time to work on just a project for ourselves because we're so busy with commission work. Now we have some projects that we want to do, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer before we can actually start them. We've been collecting glass for these projects for years.
I have all the glass. I have the pattern.
We have the pattern. We just have to. What we want to do can't be built here because this place is too busy. We have to take it to another studio.
Yeah.
And get it built, and then we can install it.
Okay. Someone asked the question: do we use copper foil and lead together? And I'm
Les
sorry.
did.
Oh, Les did
Yeah.
ask it, and you answered it. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I got that one. M. Johnson wants to know, Cat St. Jane, if you change or cleaning process, it will affect your patina. Okay. That was from Cat St. Jane. Yeah. Okay. Marianne Owens bought a soldering iron on your Amazon site. Can't wait to get it. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
Marianne.
appreciate
that very much. This should be the 100-watt iron, and you'll really like it. So.
MB Volker, a paste of baking soda and water is great for taking the Sharpie off when it's stubborn too. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, Jules says if you're using the patina straight out of the original container, you're gonna contaminate it. That's very true.
Oh, that's possible.
Put it into its. All you need is a little capful. You just need a little capful.
That's right, and then get rid of it. Because if you're dipping, you're double dipping in your patina.
Don't double dip.
Don't double dip in the patina, even if nobody can see you.
Okay. Let's see here. Question. Michelle asked, does the type of solder you use make a difference in how bright the patina gets?
It does.
Yes.
The patina works with 60-40 solder because the patina is designed to color tin. And tin is 60-40 solder is 60% tin, 40% lead. So because that's why everybody says, Ed, why do you use expensive solder for copper foil windows? Well, because that's what Nancy.
You.
That's
Thank you,
what
Nancy. We appreciate
that's
that.
what the patina is designed to do. Is to darken and change the color of tin, not lead. So
thank you, Nancy.
thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that. You got that wall dancing tonight, y'all.
Yes. Okay, there was an earlier question I missed about which program we use for our patterns. So
Well, we use a couple.
Procreate is a free stuff, Procreate, and then we use Rapid Resizer, and we pay the low
The minimal
annual fee.
Yeah, the annual fee.
Which comes out to about $10 a month.
Yeah, about $100, $119 a year.
Michelle says she doesn't like a certain solder, and I don't know.
Which
Did you Amerway? She doesn't like Amerway.
Huh?
Okay. Do you think maybe you got a bad batch?
I don't know.
If you've got that solder, you might want to contact them because you could have got a bad.
Yeah, Amerway's usually really clean and doesn't have a lot of trash in it, and so before write
them off.
Write them off. Make sure the tip on your soldering iron is cleaned up and you're not using it too hot, hon. Simply because if you're using it too hot, you're going to produce your own trash that'll lay inside the solder. So you have to be careful about that. But yeah, if Amerway's not working for you, then go to even a little more expensive solder. Canfield is going to be the top of the line. You're going to pay $28 or $22 a roll for Canfield 6040. It's going to be really expensive, but it's top. Canfield's the top of the line. Most of what we do here, because we do big windows, large windows, is we use lead. So I can use 50/50. I can, back in the day when the plumbers could use 50/50, we would buy 250-pound boxes of 50/50 solder to solder our windows with. So, but now the Amerway, if you're doing copper foil work and you get a bad batch of that, well, I haven't had any problems with Amerway, and I've been using it for, 35 years. So maybe you got a bad batch, or, it could, it could be your soldering iron producing trash because it's so hot, so be careful.
Okay.
But if you got the Amerway from Sunshine, give them a call and tell them what your problem is.
Donna wants to learn how to make patterns and doesn't draw. So, and a lot of suggestions here. Donna, you can trace over
children's coloring books.
You can
quilting books, right?
Use quilting books. You can use photographs and put them into a program like Rapid Resizer. And then for a photograph, what you want to do is put it on the copier and darken it to the point, or take a picture of it and darken it to where the lines are darker, then take it into Rapid Resizer. But we're going to do that with the photos that we took at Brookery.
Yeah.
We have a Heron photo that we're going to put into a
and just
Rapid
kind of
Resizer.
show you how we do it.
Okay, so and Procreate. I mean, that's a free program. You might want to look at that.
Yeah. So Procreate, what we did with one of the crab project that we did with Procreate is we took it into Rapid Resizer and got all the lines the way we wanted them, and then we shifted it to Procreate, and then we were able to bring the crab to life by using detail, and that was a lot of fun for me because I got to see how I wanted it to look once it was sandblasted on the glass. So that was really nice.
Okay, Michelle says she usually uses Canfield. You might have a hard time getting that. I think people have Canfield now.
Yeah, Canfield's back.
Okay, good.
We're good.
Okay, so if you have better luck with it,
right. But if you do lead work, no reason to get rid of the Amerway. Just use it on lead.
Yeah, because you won't be using the patina.
Right. But yeah, thanks for letting us know. Hey, every now and then you do get a bad batch. Yes. I mean, it's not. It's a science. It doesn't always happen correctly.
Magali says yes. Coloring books. Coloring books are great,
and they're great for sun catchers. And I tell you something that will help you learn how to draw is buy some gridded paper, little 3/4 inch squares or 1/2 inch squares, and draw what you want on half of it, and then take the page out, fold it, and then trace it, and then open it and trace it again, and now you have a whole pattern. So there's so many ways. When I was a little boy, I'm still a little boy, but when I was a little boy, I used to lay on the floor in the living room and draw on the heavy cardboard that came out of the Christmas paper rolls when we were little. Remember that?
What about the piece of cardboard that came in your grandfather's shirt when he had it at the dry cleaner?
Yeah, the little shirt pack thing.
And it came and there was a little
white
that
piece
was
of cardboard.
My drawing paper when I grew up. From my grandfather's
me too.
shirts.
The little piece of cardboard you'd take out of the sheet, that was my drawing paper. So yeah. So
Augustine Machine said Procreate is now $12.99. I didn't know that.
Oh.
But he said it's worth every penny.
Yes,
and it
I
is.
have to agree with you. And rapid
you can
resizer.
learn how to take those drawings and make them into stained glass. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube
Right.
that dive deep into that, a lot more than I can ever teach you guys.
Yeah. So February in our lead class, that's already full. But February in our lead class, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to take a sun catcher, and I'm going to show them how to incorporate it and make a stained glass window with it inside of it. So
And
that's
he's
the
going to talk
project.
about framing.
And we're going to talk about framing your windows, y'all. So then Barbara will be filming some of that class, I
Yeah,
guess,
I'll be
because it's a
filming
whole
that.
weekend. So we've got 3 people coming into town to spend the weekend here at Conway Glass Studios with the ARTyRV channel doing lead. It's time to get the lead out, y'all.
M. Johnson, speaking of copper foil, any brand preferences? I really like Edco.
Well, right now, Edco is probably going to be what you can find. Venture is still not available that I
She
know
said
of.
Edco's out of stock.
Edco's
Or
out
he-
of stock,
or she-
too.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
M. M said they've been out of stock and tried another brand from the local store and it didn't hold up to soldering as well as Edco. I know.
Yeah, so the what's coming into this country now, we can all guess. It's
We don't know.
Yeah, but what I would do is try Sunshine, give Scott and Sean a call, see if they have the Edco, and hopefully they do. They just may not have the black back, which is fine because the Edco has a good sticky on it anyway. So, and then the only thing that you can find in Venture now, from what I understand, are their thick foils and very few are their decorative foils. So eventually they're gonna, I don't know, they can't, they just, they do a lot of things besides make copper foil. And I'm sure that's what's keeping them in business now because they sure aren't making copper foil.
And we hope they do because Edco is a good product.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rick says.
Hey, Rick.
Carol said take a drawing class. It's a learnable skill. Good idea, Carol. Thank you.
Well, the other thing is, you can take you can take a straight line, come off of that, and come off of that into a point, and then you can go whoop, whoop,
What are you talking about?
and you can make a deer just like that quick. You can make a deer
that quick.
Well, drawing is get a you don't unless you want to do like anatomy drawing, but
Take a drawing class.
Take a drawing class because for probably the most fun you'll have for $50, just take a drawing class and get the basics. But there are a ton of books out there that are available for drawing and sketching and things like that. But the other thing that will teach you how to draw is tracing.
Yeah, just trace some coloring
Trace some
books.
coloring books, and that will teach you, believe it or not, it'll teach you how to draw because it's going to give you all of the movement that you need. And get a good set of pencils. Don't just go down to the store and get the number 2. Get a good set of drawing pencils. What?
No.
You got to have a good set of drawing pens. If you're going to draw,
I say get a big eraser.
well, we got one of those
Okay.
for big mistakes.
Rick asks, how do you mix foil and lead cane so the panel is flat for soldering since the lead cane adds to the thickness?
Rick, you know what? We have a video that shows exactly how to do that on the Merle's Inlet project and the Snug Harbor video.
And I think it is called mix copper foil
Yeah.
and lead cane. And really you just have to put something underneath. But we had jewels in that. That made a little bit of difference. What did we put under it to keep it up? Was it a towel?
Well, you got the foil on both sides. Now we used 3/8 flat H lead, so it's not
Oh,
didn't
it
have
was
the
different.
round.
That's
on it.
right.
Yeah.
We had it.
We used flat H to box it in and actually make because it was a sign. So the flat H came into play with the sign as part of the design of the window.
So we didn't have to worry about that.
No, but if you're going to use a round, and you can use a round H, but yeah, you're going to have to block it just a little piece of, little tiny piece of 1/8 inch glass on one side, lift it, solder it, and then flip it over, and it's where
We
it
need
is.
to do glass chat. Magali, thank you.
Hey, we've been chatting all night, Magali. Hey, girl, I hope you're well,
Jules
dear.
said 3M copper foil. Yeah, it's hard to find that too, isn't it?
It's hard to find, yeah, because like I said, you're going to have to find out. There's a couple of just shop around and see what you can find. And more than likely, it's not going to be blackback right now, but I think you're going to find that you should be able to at least get most of your at least the sizes that you use, which is 7/32 and 1/4 inch.
Anita liked the sanding on the back of the foil, the little video we just did. And we just did a video on cutting inside, outside curves. Someone asked about cutting a moon shape. We just did a short on that today.
Okay,
if you
Well,
want to
that's
catch
cool.
that little short, it
That's
might
cool.
help you.
All right. So, Magali, thanks.
Let me get one more question and
No
then
way,
we'll do
babe.
glass chat, okay? I am Alan asks, is it necessary to use foil that is wide enough to fold over, or can you use foil the same width as the thickness of the glass? I like the look of the thin solder lines.
Well, the what you're going to find will be using the either the 3/16 or the 5/32 foil. And I am Alan. A lot of lampshades are built using the 5/32 foil. They have very little overlap, but it's got to be there or you won't be able to solder it. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Think about this, I am Alan. The smaller your solder line is, the less solder you're using at $30 a pound. Right?
Yes. So thinner foil is okay.
Yeah, for lamps and smaller
Certain
stuff.
things.
And the other thing is I've seen people take and just use the regular foil, but where they wanted those lines thinner is take an X-Acto knife and trim them back to the thickness that they want those lines to be. So it's very possible to do that. And
Did Shazray say she was
In the hospital.
Shazray, I hope you get well real soon.
Yeah, we don't know what's
so
wrong,
sorry
but hope
to
that-
hear, but
yeah.
I hope you get better real soon.
yeah, thank you for
Magali,
telling
so
us.
sorry to hear about everything going on. Our prayers are with you. Ed, let's do a glass chat for Magali.
All right, Magali, you know what I'm going to do for you? We're going to do a close-up.
Okay, do a close-up.
And Magali, I'm going to do a heart for you. So, everybody knows how Ed likes to work. Ed likes to work. We need to eliminate a lot of this glass because we don't need it, okay? So we have our heart here, and it's probably a little difficult to see, but you can kind of see it. So anyway, here we go. We're going to we don't need this right here, and we don't need this right here. So we're going to get 2 for 1 tonight. We're going to cut out a heart, and I'm going to use my silver snit running pliers to get it out for us. Here we go. Let's eliminate what we don't need. And we're just going to go right down there. And then we're going to come up here. And I'm still in the camera. See, I have a big problem staying in the camera, but I'm okay. So we're going to take this. Let's use our grousing pliers so we don't get cut and start bleeding all over the place. Okay, so you notice I'm not right there on the very edge. I'm coming in just a little bit, and I'm going to pull down. I have my index finger under the glass. And did you hear that? That little pop? And now I'm going to come right down here and go. And we're going to pop. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, so just like anything else that I do a pattern for, I'm going to stay just inside my black line. Am I still in the camera, Barbara? Staying just inside my black line. And on this heart, if I want that groove any deeper going into the middle of the heart, I'm just going to take it out with a grinder. But there's really no reason. And we're going to just stop that right there. Click. So what I've done is 2 things. You see the depth of the jaw on these silver snits? So we're going to Okay. Now, because we're here, I have to turn my silver schnitz sideways. And we're going to roll this run right on around. Somebody said, show me how to do a heart and show me how to use the silver schnitz to do it. You see, I'm just driving this around, y'all. I love my silver schnitz. If you don't have a pair yet, you need to get you some. Okay, so my heart. Okay, so what we have here is we have a little bit of pressure right here. So the simplest way to eliminate that is let's turn our silver schnitz. Okay, y'all. I know. I'm sending love to all of you.
We love you.
We love you
We
guys.
heart you.
Well, thank you for everything that you do for us. And I'm happy, and I really, y'all are way too kind about the things you say that we do for you. So thank you so much. And, you know, this is, I hope this helps because your silver schnitz have a deeper jaw. And by having this rotating head, y'all, it's just really, really, and you know, you go in like this and you rotate the head and then you just work your way around. Okay?
That's great. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate you.
Okay.
Any other questions, we'd be happy to answer. We got 4 minutes and whoop whoop.
Shazray, you must be feeling better, I hope.
I hope so.
Ed Forsman, hey man. Good to see ya.
Will you, I don't know what
Chow down on the
middle
middle part
a little bit more.
No, I didn't. I didn't press any harder here in the center. I just kept. I will say this, y'all. If you'll use your silver schnitz from here back as far as in your hand, you get a much greater point of leverage with it, and it will. You know, you can take this out right here a little bit more. And my suggestion is that you're really good with your growsing pliers. If you're going to do it this way, okay? Because if you're not any good with your growsing pliers, you're going to be grabbing this thing way too hard. So, okay.
Shazray says she can't breathe, but she can smile. Shazray.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I bet you have a beautiful smile. Susan B. says, as soon as we started talking about Silberschnitt, they started appearing all over YouTube. They must all watch you. I noticed that too, and I don't care as long as what we say spreads throughout the internet.
Right.
That's
Well,
when you know you're making a good impression.
I love my Silberschnitts, and I will teach you the correct way to use them. So,
right. Yes, it will. Glasslight said you don't need as much pressure with them. Our friend from where? Okay. I'm trying to see.
oh, our friend from Korea said, "Thank you for being a great inspiration." Thank you.
Michelle said perfect. Okay, I've lost something here. Did I lose something? Okay, thank
Lost us.
you. You lost us. All right, I'm sorry. Thank you, everyone. That was very nice. Very nice.
Oh, and that heart, my heart looks like that heart.
I know.
Thanks for the hearts, guys.
All the hearts, yes. Thank you. And so, back to hinges, David said, I'm new to stained glass in an effort to repair broken door on wife's terrarium. bought brass tubes want to
remove the old one.
hinge and replace. We have a video on that. It is a box.
It's a
on
jewelry
the
box.
It's a jewelry box. He shows how to take the hinge off and how to put a new hinge on.
Yeah, just be real careful. There's one thing that's not in the video, and that is how to keep solder from going in the ends of your tube. And that our trick to you is to use toothpicks.
And that was from one of our
That
viewers.
was one from one of our viewers. I didn't do that, but I thought, man, you know what? That works.
Yeah. So, we have a video on that. So that's a good
Thank you,
one.
everybody, for joining the live stream tonight. And don't forget, thumbs up on Ray because he really does help us out a lot. You guys don't see a lot of it, but we do, and we appreciate everything. So.
And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps us grow our channel, and it means a lot, and we really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything, and we won't bother you too much. We'll send you a notification when something's come on air.
Yeah, so don't forget, we are on live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Monday night at 7 o'clock. You can catch us on the rerun on our podcast. I don't know, all those words are so...
I know, but you can catch us on the rerun. Just go to our channel.
That's right. And if we don't answer you in the chat, you know what? It's probably the wrong night. But come in on Monday and we'll be happy to answer your question.
Yeah. So can you use them for kiln glass? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Any
If you're
kind of
cutting glass, hon, if you're cutting glass, you can use them for cutting glass. That's all I can tell you, because they're sweet. And I'm gonna tell you, hey, I love my lipinette pliers too. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my little lipinette pliers, and they're used for certain things. But when I just feel really awesome cutting glass and at the light box and working and getting in a groove, these bad boys are in my hand. I'm having fun.
So, what do you think, Ed?
I think it's time to take everybody and get us for a milkshake. And we're going to tell everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next
Monday
Monday
night at 7 o'clock. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
We
you.
love you.